I have to tell you, I agree with you. The new world order needs a new Europe, and it's completely useless and unproductive to continue a discussion now, already 20 years, about less and more and more and less. What we need is not more or less, it's new. It's something else, it's something different as the Europe we got in the past. And I liked the word you have used, a more perfect union. Because a more perfect union is a sentence for the American Constitution. And in the American Constitution, they are not talking about a bigger union or a smaller union. They're talking about a more efficient union, a more united union, a more perfect union. And I think that, and Frans Timmermans has done it, it's good to look to the past of the Netherlands to see where we have to go. Because the Netherlands, in my opinion, a little bit were an Europe avant la lettre. There were 7 independent provinces who worked together, beat the Spanish Armada with a little bit help of the Brits, but okay, we have forgotten that naturally for the moment. And also the bad weather helped them a lot. And then afterwards, in 1602, Mark, what the Netherlands did was uniting the fleets in one fleet, in one confederation, in one nation, establishing the Dutch Golden Age. That is the example that you have given to Europe. And what we have to do is to copy that. To copy that, and that means to create a European Golden Age in a certain way. A European Golden Age in a time where we are surrounded, I should say, by a circle of evil. And I mean with that Putin. I mean with that Erdogan. I mean with that also on a bad day, and that's nearly every day, Mr. Trump. For the moment. For example, in trade matters. A Europe that is also in solidarity with you, Mark, and with the Dutch people and the Dutch victims of MH17. And I ask to the Commission, to President Juncker, to President Tusk, to examine in what way, in the international court case in The Hague, we can be in full solidarity in that court case with the Dutch. Because what is happening, that the Russians continue to deny their responsibility, is a scandal, and Europe has to be behind the Netherlands on that issue, far more outspoken. But as we all know, Putin gets away with everything. The shooting down of the flight MH17, the cyber attacks against Baltic states, murders in the streets of London, killing of political opponents in Moscow, the occupation illegally of Ukraine and some regions in other Soviet republics. And I think it's time to wake up, certainly in a moment where we have an American president who is more comfortable with autocrats than with his old Western democratic allies. That's a wake-up call. That's the inconvenient truth. The inconvenient truth is that if tomorrow there is an attack by somebody on European soil, we cannot be sure. Even so transatlantic we have, that the Americans will help us in the future. So we need to take our own responsibility. We need to build up our own European defence community, and I agree with Manfred Weber when he said we need to get rid of the unanimity rule in all these matters the fastest as possible, because that doesn't make any sense to continue like that. And our problem is in fact not only that we maybe have a difference of point of view on this issue, we have another problem, and that is that we have inside the European Union, inside the European family, a fifth column in our ranks. Let's be honest. I call them the cheerleaders of Putin. Farage, Le Pen, Wilders and others, and the friends of them are sitting here, were in fact doing only one thing. They take the money from the Kremlin, they take the intelligence of the Kremlin, like Mr. Aaron Banks, for example, the friend of Mr. Farage, who was colluded and who helped, in fact, with the help of the Russians, even to have the Brexit. And I think it's time now that these people will work together, in fact, with Mr. Orban, but Mr. Weber has said nothing about Mr. Orban today. I'm a little bit disappointed. It's time that we stop this cooperation with people like Orban, Kaczynski, Salvini, who in fact are working with all these nationalists and these populists. And I'm pleased that you have talked about a Europe of values at the end of your speech and of your introduction, as Macron did, as Bettel did, as Charles Michel did. In fact, we as liberals can never accept the illiberal plot of these people, and we and you have to be in the front run to fight against them. Thank you.
We will make America great again.